What's going on, guys? Steve Fest is here with me today, and it's gonna be a fun video. Well, as you guys know, it's hard for me to buy anything. Chick-fil-A, by the way. So good. It's hard for me to buy anything and keep it stock for less than a week. And I haven't even had this bike for less than a day, and we're gonna modify it. Ignore the nitrous bottles that are in front of the heater because nitrous problems. Anyways, this is the CT200U from Coleman. If you guys didn't see the last video when I got this, it's a little mini motorbike. It's got a 196cc motor in it, and it makes about 6.5 horsepower. But today, Steve and I, because Steve's got the CT200EX, which is like a Harley style. It's got like a light on the front, and it's got front suspension. It's a big part. This does not. And then he's got a little bit of a different, like kind of like a cruiser seat on his.
Fake fuel tank.
Fake fuel tank. That's right. Yeah. So. This is like the base model CT series, and they do make a smaller one. It's like 100 cc's, I think, something like that, half the horsepower, but 6.5 horsepower on this one. And today we're going to modify it a little bit and make it go faster. What do you think, Steve? First thing we're going to do here is adjust the throttle. Now these come from the factory or wherever you buy them from. You got to adjust different things. You can adjust the brakes so you have a little more braking power. Back here with this little nut here, you just tighten it and it just puts more tension on the cable so you get more braking power. Then you can also adjust the basically the throttle positioning, so like you can have some play so it doesn't do anything until you start to turn it, or you can have it immediately have some throttle. We might adjust that so it's immediate, but what we're really going to do is we're going to take the limiter off the throttle, and these things have a cable that goes back here, and if you notice when I squeeze the throttle you can see that little screw that touches the end there, and it stops. Basically stops the throttle from going any further. So we're gonna take that screw, we're gonna move that out this way, so that way I'll have more throttle, and it'll be fun. Now there's also a limiter on these things under the fuel tank. So it's almost like a governor. So we're gonna take the fuel tank off, and then we're going to essentially take the governor off of the motorcycle, so it'll have a faster top speed. It'll have a faster acceleration when we take the limiter off the throttle, and it'll have a faster top speed when we take the governor off.
We're going to manipulate the governor spring by just putting a zip tie on it, not allowing that to extend. And basically now we're going to have 100% throttle wide open instead of having about 80-75% what they come with from the factory. So
first thing we're going to do is we're going to take off the intake because you can access the throttle screw a little bit easier.
You actually don't have to remove this. You can go straight in from under here.
You can see it.
But just for the video's sake, we figured we'd take this off just to kind of show everybody a little better view of everything.
Yeah, it's right there. That's the throttle screw I can get to, but like I said, it'll be easier to do it when it's off.
So basically, to pull your air filter off, there's the top cover here, a little cap, and then you've got your wing nut for the filter itself. This comes straight up. There's a little gasket on here which is actually stuck on there, so we'll leave that. And then we've got two screws here, and this whole entire upper air filter assembly will come off. This will lift straight up.
There's that. So there's your throttle screw right there. So let me just show you guys again what I'm talking about here, how to adjust it. If you see, when you basically give it throttle, you can see how the end of that screw hits that metal piece, and if you loosen that will allow more travel of this entire throttle, so it won't limit your throttle anymore. So
if you have little kids that are driving this and you want to limit the throttle, you want them to go full speed,
you can actually tighten it. Yep, you could tighten it.
It's a safety thing.
Yeah, it's a safety, but that's right. We're going to take it all the way out. Do you just take yours out?
Nah, I left it in because it only goes so far anyway.
Oh, so right there?
Yeah, you can kind of test it and see where it's not even touching it anymore at wide open throttle.
Oh yeah, right there. So we got that adjusted, so that's good. So we can throw the filter back on. Unless, actually, you know what? We're gonna see if we can access this governor here. We gotta take the fuel tank off first, so.
Yeah, I think there might be a way to get it without the tank being removed, but I haven't done one before, so I guess we're gonna have to learn.
All right, so we're gonna remove these two nuts here first, and that will release the tank. I think there's another one on the other side, but we'll see what happens here once we get them off. All right, so that's off there. So that looks like it may
So
lift
now,
up.
I think we just need to take this one off the back here, which I think is a 5/16 through 8 mil.
That might be it, yeah. All right, so we got the one screw out that's right back in there, and then this one we're working on, I think, is the last one. So if this is the last screw, it looks like we should be able to take this tank off without an issue. So I think that should be it.
Let's hope.
See what we got here.
Yep.
There it is.
Okay,
So obviously you got a fuel line that's attached to the
and this
tank,
is the
but
screw right, or this is the spring
is that the spring?
that
right
I
there?
recall it being.
Okay.
So
what do you do? You zip tie it so it's tight.
Take a zip tie so this isn't able to extend. When the governor starts to spin up and you start gaining speed, this I think limits your throttle or closes it. So.
All right, so basically with the governor removal, and essentially we're not removing it, we're just kind of modifying it quickly. You can go in and take the engine apart and just remove it completely, like all the mechanisms and everything that you see here, but we're just going to basically throw a zip tie on this black spring, and I'll show you why we use this one. So this is basically a spring here that just makes the governor spring back to normal. So like when the governor's activated, that activates the governor right there, okay? This spring here shoots it back and deactivates it. In order to keep the governor not activated and essentially remove the governor, we don't want this to move at all. So under wide open throttle, you can see that black spring will extend. That right there is wide open throttle. Now go ahead and Steve and push the governor. So that activates the governor right there. What we want to happen is we don't want that black spring to extend anymore than wide open throttle. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a zip tie on right there to prevent that spring from essentially extending anymore. That's wide open throttle right there. So go ahead and Steve and tighten that zip tie. We had to thin it out.
I do not condone this zip tie at all. It's something we had to make.
I didn't have thinner zip ties because that spring's really small. I had thicker zip ties, but we made it work by thinning it out.
So if anybody has a bunch of zip ties laying around their house, send them to Nick because he doesn't have very many.
Okay. Now do it. Is that tight?
It's pretty tight.
Looks like it works. We tested the extension of it, and it doesn't really extend much, so that's good. We'll put the gas tank back on. Alrighty, we got everything back together. Everything's screwed in. We're gonna take her off the truck bed and test her out. And look, the sun's coming out now. Beautiful.
We need this. This is the springtime weather that we need.
Yes, I know. It feels so good now with no wind and sunlight. All right, let's get her off the truck.
Mod time.
Let's go for a ride. Yeah.
So the question is, does it do a burnout?
Yeah, there you go.
Woo! Yeah!
Oh, hell yeah.
Gotta admit, that was a pretty impressive burnout.
I haven't dug up my freaking driveway.
Destroyed. That's awesome.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be a perfect thumbnail.
Looks like just over 30. 30? Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Look at that. Looks like we kicked up some asphalt there. Now we got some rubber that flung on the back here.
Nice. We got like the old ZL1. Oh yeah, there's a little.
Is there rubber back there?
Tiny little bit.
Oh yeah. Still got a good tire. Look at that. Oh, well, actually, that's going down pretty low there.
Yeah. Might be time for new tires like in the next little bit.
I was gonna say we might have to spring for some new tires for this thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll run a slick on the back since we got so much more power now.
So it's official. Hammer Down Motorsports versus the ZL1.
Oh yeah, Steve's
the call out. I have the same bike, but mine has front suspension, so we're gonna go head to head at the call out.
Steve's calling me out at the call out, and yeah, we're gonna race and we're gonna see who's faster.
Oh yeah.
We know it can do a burnout, so we'll do a little burnout before we go. And
we got to finish up the mod list. It's pretty much gonna be the same bike, but a little bit different configuration. But
yeah.
It's gonna be a good time.
So of course, if you haven't seen the last video of me getting the bike, we are doing the call-outs this year. It's gonna be a YouTube call-out tour. First one's April 29th, Cecil County Dragway, and the next one will be in North Carolina on June 23rd. And then from there, we're gonna be going possibly a lot more west in the country. We're thinking maybe California or Texas. So those of you guys in those areas, you'll be able to basically come see us. We're gonna bring the show to you. YouTube call-out tour 2018. So this thing goes 30 miles an hour, just over. What did you say? It was like just over 30?
Just over 30, so about 32 maybe.
Dude,
pretty impressive.
That is impressive. So, I mean, it probably went 20 something, maybe low 20s.
Yeah,
I think
25
it probably, maybe I would say it picked up somewhere between 5 and 10 miles an hour, you know. And the thing about it is, I mean, we were going on a slightly downhill, but I think it topped out. Like I had it full throttle, it wasn't going anymore.
Right.
But if we wanted to actually go in the engine and remove the governor, it would probably go even faster. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
How fast do you really want to go on something like this?
100. Could you imagine going 100 on this thing?
Wheelie bars.
I'd be afraid of it just falling apart at 100. Just like you're going and just like a wheel falls off, you're dead.
Especially the front one.
Yeah, completely dead.
You definitely won't find more fun for $500.
No, you won't. You won't. Yeah, you should definitely buy one of these things. In fact, I'll have the link below in the description again. So if you guys want to check it out on Amazon, 2-day shipping, Prime.
Don't let your wife tell you no.
That's right. I didn't even tell Lauren about it. So Steve wants to go for a pull in the Freedom Rocket, don't you?
I think that if I didn't, there would be something very wrong with me.
Okay. Well, let's do that.
That was pretty good. It's like being in the IMAX theater and you don't think it's going to be that great, but it is. It's just like, boom! Random Mustang owners to sit in this seat and give them that experience, that it would change their minds, switch them over to the Chevy side.
If they're any sort of American, they would.
Well, I'd say that's a good way to end it. Stick around for more videos coming with the mini bike. I've decided I'm gonna name it, just like I named this car the Freedom Rocket. I think we're gonna name the mini bike. So let me know in the comments below what you think I should name it. I was already getting comments in the previous video when I bought it. I heard Pocket Rocket, Rocket Bike, Freedom Bike, I think Freedom something or other. So go below in the comments and shoot me a name, and who knows, maybe I'll choose yours. Also, I got a new sale going on the website, 20% off all clothing, meaning hoodies, t-shirts, 20% off all of it. Be sure to check it out. A lot of you guys took advantage of the last sale with the sunglasses, get a free sticker, and they've been selling like hotcakes. So get them while you can. Go to the website. I always have that below in the description, guitarmageddonzl1.com /store. So again, thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and have a great day.